What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday night. Josh and Justin here. Hope you're having a good week so far. Big trade today in the association. Porzingis out of New York. What's going on, Justin? How you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. I mean, it's only 2:30 on my time. I'm on the West Coast, so it's it's good. I mean, we got some time before lock and got some big news today, so it's exciting to kind of build these lineups, to have all this value open up, and have some big names to pick from, and yeah, some good matchups. I mean, it was a pretty narrow slate, to be honest, before all the news. You kind of didn't know. I mean, for me, I didn't really know where to go, but I knew where to go, but I just didn't want to. So with this news, it's nice to open some stuff up and have some fun with this slate.
Totally opens up some good value. As a Knicks fan, I'm pretty disappointed in the situation as a whole, but I mean, I'm used to it by now. One,
right,
and two, I guess we got plenty of cap space now, so we'll see what happens. But hey, what can you do? Sorry, just real quick, shout out RotoPros.com. We're giving away 1 month right now. It's pretty cool. Whole free month. You don't get charged. There's no gimmicks here. Just come see what we're about. It's nice to win money and learn how to play DFS and stuff, but we're just a community here. It's not about, we're not trying to get you to join us based on our results or come win millions of dollars with us. It's more about just like come hang out and learn how to play DFS for less than $1 a day. But all right, cool. So let's get started. RotoPros.com, 1 month, sign up. Position by position. We talked about the trade. It definitely opened up some value. I think Luka's out, and obviously Dennis Smith is out. Who are you looking to at the point guard position, Justin?
So at point guard, I mean, there's a few different ways to go about this today. Before the news, I was liking Reggie Jackson a lot for more of a value play. I mean, he's only 5,400 on FanDuel, which isn't bad. And Reggie Jackson, he's been just up and down this year. But I really don't mind him. I like him in this position, especially with Dennis Smith Jr. out, Brunson's. I'm assuming is going to get the start at point guard, and so I mean, I like Reggie Jackson in this position. I also like Rajon Rondo versus the Clippers. They are just terrible versus point guards. Rajon Rondo has been getting, I mean, even what Walton did the other night with crazy minutes, Rondo, was getting minutes, and I kind of like that play tonight. But I mean, I think one of the biggest players for chalk that's going to be, especially on FanDuel for his price, is Jalen Brunson. I do think he's getting to start with Dennis Smith Jr. With this trade news, he's Detroit's not like anything stellar versus point guards for defense, so 3,700, you kind of got to lock him in, and he's going to get tons of playing time because it's not like they have tons of people to to play with these value or this trade today. So, but I mean, for me, if you're looking at big names or higher price, I don't like Kyle Lowry. He's 8,000. That's a little too high for me. Steph Curry back at home, 11 wins straight versus Philadelphia. I mean, I could see going there, but I like some other Golden State guys we'll get to. And then Ben Simmons. I do like Ben Simmons tonight. I think he has a good matchup, and I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great game to watch. I mean, they have a really high over/under, so it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, they're getting hot. They do this, they kind of just mess around. They're like the Patriots almost. They don't really care that much about the regular season. And they just, obviously it's still the regular season, but you know what I mean? The first half of the year, it's just like they had injuries.
Right.
Boogie's been out. He's been recovering. Curry was hurt a little bit. There was a point where Durant was like the only healthy one. But yeah, anyway, I digress. I do like Curry as my most expensive point guard tonight on DraftKings. D'Angelo Russell's a close second, but I like Curry a little bit more. I actually, on the contrary, do like Kyle Lowry on DraftKings. He's only 7,100, so he's a bit cheaper. But I think he's one of my favorite plays of the night, honestly. Rondo, I like a lot also, but for me, I would rather just pay $100 more for Lowry. Rondo's pretty expensive on DraftKings. But in terms of the mid-range, I do like Reggie Jackson, Pat Beverly type vibes. Reggie.
Oh, yeah, Pat Beverly. I like him a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll probably like Reggie a little bit more because of the lack of point guard depth that he'll be going up against tonight. So, he's basically like a G League type guarding him. Jalen Brunson's a rookie. Shabazz, he's interesting, but he's getting priced pretty correctly at this point. Jalen Brunson will be very popular in cash games. Corey Joseph, he's getting the start tonight, so he's a good play for cash on DraftKings. Only 4K. And then I do like Shea Gilgeous as well. Nothing crazy, but that's just my player pool for point guard tonight. Moving over to shooting guard. Obviously with DraftKings, you got people like Steph Curry and D'Angelo Russell that goes over to both positions. Same thing with Reggie Jackson, Pat Beverly. Clay is a good play at 5,800, as you just mentioned before. Nice over under in that one. They've won 11 in a row. They're at home, so that'll be a pretty good game. There'll be a lot of people watching that one tonight. So if Philly can keep it close, we'll see one of the Warriors go off for some crazy numbers, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah, no, Clay's been really good at home too lately. They've been on like a 5-game traveling streak. Yeah, I mean, they've been on the road for 5 games, and so that's been interesting. But I do like him back at home today in this spot. He is 6,900 on FanDuel, but he can exceed value even at that price, especially with this matchup. Yeah, so I definitely like Klay Thompson. I'll agree with you there. With Luka Doncic out, we have D'Angelo Russell is the highest priced shooting guard tonight on FanDuel. I mean, for cash, I'm not going there personally. I'd rather mid-range or a little bit lower. I love Lou Williams tonight versus the Lakers. I think he's in a great spot. He's 7,300. So I really like Lou Williams and Klay Thompson. They're someone I'm looking to. I was liking Andre Iguodala for a while. They kept him like under 4K or just right around 4K, and now he's up to 5,000, and that's or 5,100, and that's just a little too high for me, personally. But yeah, just with him, he's not like your solid. Oh yeah, I gotta play him. But I mean, other than that, like I just.
I think it's important to have some exposure to that game tonight, though. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you're not paying up for the big guys, Iguodala is a good guy to sneaky guy to get exposure to. Because if Golden State does run away with it, like they very well could, Iguodala will get some later minutes.
Right. But yeah. So I mean, Lou Williams and Klay Thompson are my two guys my go-to on there. But I do like I like Jimmy Butler, but he's 8,600 and. It's going to be interesting to see how that game plays out.
Yeah, agreed. A couple other names you didn't mention. I like Terrence Ross at 4,900. He's getting the start, so he's a good play now.
Simmons is out, huh? Or not? Is Simmons out or who is out?
What? There was just news.
No. I just saw. So Ross is getting the start.
Oh yeah, he's out. I mean, I'm not sure if that was a lineup change recently or.
Okay. Nice.
Actually, John Simmons is out, so I guess Ross is.
Huh. Nice. Yeah, no, John. That's.
I don't know if he is starting, but my projections have him up at like 30 minutes. The ones I'm looking at, I don't know what that's about. That's weird. So I guess just we'll ignore that for now, but I'll check back on that. I'll see. That's weird because Fantasy Labs doesn't have him as a starter, but.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's not too bad price, and he's a good player. So
but if he's starting, it's cash viable. Otherwise, he's probably not. Joe Harris, though, another guy in that price range who you can stick in there. He's pretty safe. I like Bojan. There's a lot of usage and points to go around with Oladipo out. So Bojan Bogdanovic at Orlando, that could be a high-scoring game of two crappy teams defensively. All right, cool. That's it for shooting guard for us. Small forwards tonight. We had some questions about guys like Dorian Finney-Smith. The Mavs are obviously very shorthanded after this trade, so their starting lineup is going to be interesting. Who are you targeting for cash at small forward tonight?
So I like Dorian Finney-Smith a lot in cash. He should be starting small forward and yeah, I mean if he was more like playing more power forward, I think Kleber's going to be going there. But it would be a little different with Blake. But I mean, I like Dorian Finney-Smith. He's 4,600. Another guy I really like who just put up monster numbers versus team is Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think he's going to be pretty popular tonight with all the value. I think if because you can,
just got ruled out.
huh?
I don't know if I think Doncic wasn't officially out until just then.
Oh, okay, for sure. Yeah. But yeah. So I like Giannis tonight. He's he's in a great matchup. He's just a solid player. He's a star. So he's someone I really like. And Dorian Finney-Smith, he's in play. I don't mind Kevin Durant at 9,400, but again, it's kind of hard to pick which Golden State guy is going to go off. So I like the guys that are a little bit cheaper that can exceed value and hit value a little better. I do like Tobias Harris versus the Lakers tonight. He's 8,100. He's someone to definitely look into. Still with Danilo Gallinari out, and even Avery. I think Avery Bradley's questionable. I'm not sure if he's out or not. But just I think a lot of the run is going to go through Tobias Harris as it has been. Bojan Bogdanovic is a small forward on FanDuel. So as you said, with Oladipo out with all that, he could be in a great matchup as Orlando's not great defensively versus the position. But another guy that's going to be really popular at small forward, is Harrison Barnes. I think he's going to be really popular in this, with this matchup, with the price, with the trade and the injuries and all that stuff. Harrison Barnes, I think, is going to be pretty popular. So definitely someone to consider. But other than that, I mean, do we know if DeRozan? He's probable, right?
Just real quick, there's a town called Hell in Michigan, and it's officially frozen over, apparently.
That's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. What was the question?
DeRozan? Is he probable?
Let's see. Yeah, he's probable. Yes, he is.
Okay, because I was say if he's out, I like Bertans a lot again, but
He'll play. You've been mentioning him too. I like Tobias Harris, man. With Gallinari out, he's just been doing everything for them. He's a great.
Right.
He's a stud.
Yeah, I mean those are my focuses as small forwards. So
yeah, no. Did you mention Kawhi?
I did not.
Yeah, I kind of like Kawhi tonight as an interesting pivot off of Giannis. People like. He's just a GPP play by default, just because of how much they're they're messing with his minutes,
right,
and blowing teams out, and not, which is smart. But I like Kawhi, especially when he's just as talented as almost anyone, especially Durant and people like that. So there's some interesting 9K guys if you're going to pay up. I like Tobias Harris; he'll be the lowest owned of the bunch. Aaron Gordon's an interesting pivot, 6,800, probably a little bit too cheap for him. He was injured for a while. Terrence Ross, we mentioned. Yeah, a lot of the same guys as shooting guard here. But the Joe Harrises, the Boyans, the Rosses, the 2-3 guards. If Kyle Kuzma's out, I like Brandon Ingram a little bit. He'll pick up some more usage again. But if he plays, he's questionable. So we'll see if he plays.
Depends on if that trade goes through for New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, right?
Did you see that?
Yeah, crazy.
That was crazy. Freaking Lonzo, Kuzma, and Ingram, and a first-round pick for AD.
Oh, that's what I didn't even realize there was a proposed trade on the table. I thought it was just.
I don't think it was fully proposed. I think the Lakers that was the talk that they're
really the Lakers have the easiest job because just like the LeBron trade, I don't know when LeBron was signed, never mind. But that trade with the Cavs last year, whenever they make a trade, it's like the public does it for them, It's
right.
Everyone knows what it is. AD trade, the AD and his agent and LeBron are negotiating. It's got nothing to do with the GM. I heard the Pelicans GM hasn't even called the Lakers GM back yet. He's so pissed off. I would be too, honestly.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. I mean, it's crazy. And I wouldn't be surprised if some other crazy news comes up.
At least the NBA really put the hammer down and fined him a real big sum of money because that right. Yeah. Anyway, moving over to power forwards. Same thing with Giannis, Kawhi, Durant for me. LaMarcus Aldridge is someone we always like, big men against the Nets. DeMarcus Cousins is starting to get back to his normal self, and the minutes are going up. How many minutes did he play last game? Let's take a look.
Was it like
5? But it was a blowout, so
yeah. And he's still got like what, over 30 points, fantasy points?
great stat line. Obviously, just on the value side of the power forward position, Dwight Powell, Maxi Kleber, they're both probably going to start. Even if they don't, one of them doesn't start, they're going to get a lot of minutes tonight. Dallas is that's a pretty. I would bet I don't know. Maybe you could make the argument that the over would be better because they all won't play defense. But the under in that Dallas-Detroit game tonight would be my suggestion with the lack of overall talent on the floor. But yeah, DeMarcus Cousins, Dorian Finney-Smith. So Finney-Smith, Kleber, Powell are 3 guys under 4K who should all see like 30 minutes almost a piece. So keep your eye on that situation. It should allow you to fit a lot of studs in the lineup. I feel like I don't want to mention a lot of the same guys we've already talked about. So Spicy P, Pascal Siakam is my boy.
There he is.
Get him in the lineup. Do it.
Siakam's is to you as Vonleh is to me.
Yeah, it's funny because Vonleh went to my college too. So like I like him a lot, but like he left after freshman year. He should have stayed at least one more year.
Yeah, so the power forward position, I like LaMarcus Aldridge a lot on FanDuel. Blake, he's in play. My only worry about this Dallas-Detroit game is Detroit runs away with it a little bit. But I definitely see Dallas staying competitive and playing even with some of their rookie guys. But yeah, I like them. I like Montrezl Harrell and Draymond Green a lot. They're both 7,200. But I mean, they just have stellar matchups. Well, I love that, with DeMarcus Cousins coming back. A lot of people were worried about the usage and everything, but I honestly love what it brings to the table for Draymond Green because he's like an assist monster. He's doesn't get like a million assists, but he likes assisting the ball. When you have better players on the floor, you get more assists. When you pass to him, and so I like Draymond Green in that aspect because he's not the kind of player that's going to give you 25, 30 real points, but he'll get you 10 assists.
Like 5 shots a game or less, literally.
Right. Yeah. But he gets a lot of peripheral stats, and for 7,200, I think he can definitely hit or exceed value. With the other matchups, you mentioned Maxi Kleber, Dwight Powell, like those are some great value guys to play tonight. Those are really the ways to go for cash. But if you want to go outside of cash, I would recommend paying up in this position because I don't think a lot of people are going to go that route. So I think that would be a good GPP position to take unless you're like spending mid, on Montrezl Harrell and Draymond Green or something, or LaMarcus Aldridge and Draymond Green.
I think it would be a stars and scrubs night. So if you went like mid range all around, that would be a pretty GPP strategy.
Right.
All right, cool. Moving over to centered. Joel Embiid, one of the better plays of the night. 10K, emotional guy. He's going to want to take this one in Golden State. And if they do win somehow, it's going to be on the back of a crazy Embiid game. So I like Embiid. I think he's cash safe tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. LaMarcus Aldridge would be my recommended pivot off of that, unless you can somehow fit them both in together with the stars and scrubs vibe. DeMarcus Cousins and Embiid are kind of good to run back with each other as your exposure to that game tonight. You mentioned Draymond. I agree. He's only 6,200 on DraftKings, so he's definitely worth considering. The only thing that bothers me is he just really doesn't shoot anymore. So it's like, even if he has an amazing game in every other category, like he's not going to score more than like 10 to 15 points, like at most. He just doesn't shoot.
Right.
Like literally, even before Boogie, Durant, Clay, and Curry were taking like 75 shots a night, like combined or something. It was nuts. And then you throw Boogie in there. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm paying up at center tonight. Obviously, if you don't, say it again, Dwight Powell, Maxi Kleber. But not to beat a dead horse here. So anyone else we haven't mentioned?
Yeah, so a guy you didn't mention that I love, and I think with all this news and everything going on, is in a great matchup, Andre Drummond.
I'm actually just looking at him. That's funny. That's hilarious. I agree completely.
Yeah, no, I really like I even on like so FanDuel, we can only play one center. I love Joel Embiid tonight, but if you want to get a little cheaper pivot and you need, some salary space, I love Andre Drummond in this position. They just played recently. He got let me look at his excuse me, geez. Let me look at his stat line real quick. So they played on the 25th. He had 49 fantasy points, 23 points, 15 boards, 3 steals. And so that was in 38 minutes. I think that he can definitely even do that again, if not more. So I just
got no one guarding him. DeAndre's out, so they can't match up with him.
Exactly. So I really, really like him. And he's only 8,100, I think, on DraftKings.
Yeah, exactly.
So I love even the play for to play Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond on DraftKings. It's definitely playable.
I kind of like the mid-range vibe tonight. I think it's a cool night. Look, if you can play multiple lineups, it's a cool night to do a stars and scrubs vibe. And, with the Dallas guys kind of filling it out there for cash, so to speak. I think cash is stars and scrubs, like we've been saying. And GPP is, a more balanced approach. But it's fun, if you can do both, it's a good night for it.
Totally. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think because you want to, GPPs, you always want to zig when people are zagging, right? So if people are paying down at power forward, pay up at power forward. People are paying up at center, you want to get those locks that are, like the Joel Embiid's or Giannis Antetokounmpo in those positions. But if you're going with GPP, it's just like with NFL, it's one of the great strategies. If people are paying up for two running backs, you pay down at running back, pay up at wide receiver, and if it works out, you're at the top. So those kind of positions you get on this, there's not going to be everyone in mid range isn't going to be super high owned, whereas a lot of the lower guys are going to be higher owned, higher guys are going to be high owned. So I think you're totally on it with the mid range plays.
Yeah, it makes sense tonight. And this this could be one of those nights where the stars align because the matchups are there and the pricing seems to be pretty accurate, pretty nice tonight too, or friendly, let's say. All right, so let's. Who's your lock of the night? Who's your projected 6x lock of the night?
So my lock of the night is I'm gonna go with Andre Drummond. He's my lock of the night. I like him on both sides. All formats. I think he's just in for a big night with Dallas. Locking with the bigs defense. So lock him in.
All right. I'm just double checking something before I say it, but I'm pretty sure my lock of the night. Come on, load, please. Yeah, I'm going with LaMarcus Aldridge tonight.
Nice.
That's my guy. I'm not saying he's going to be absurdly low owned or anything like that, but I don't think the ownership will be very, very high. And it's a matchup that never seems to fail. Big Nets.
No, I think that's a great play, and I do think he's going to be lower owned. I don't think that people, I think people are going to want to pay up for Embiid and Giannis and
Marcus Cousins and those guys tonight.
Yeah, so yeah, for sure. No, great call.
I like it. All right, let's go, guys. We got Drummond and we got LMA, both similar price range, probably low owned guys. We hope you enjoyed the show. Are you around tomorrow? Most likely.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow night. Let's get it tonight. Join RotoPros.com. We're giving away a free month. The chat is really active now. We're growing. The community is getting bigger. It's a fun time. And, don't take my word for it. Come see for yourself. We're a good group of guys. Right, Justin?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. We've been, growing. We've had lots of people added, and they're super excited to be, a part of the community and what we're doing. And, we're helping with tons of stuff. We got videos, we have, articles, we just a lot of ways to help you become a better fantasy player and to really just bounce ideas off each other. A lot of great stuff. So it's a great community to be a part of. And like you said, free 30 days. I mean, you really can't go wrong with that. So might as well sign up and
you don't lose anything.
Exactly. So yeah, we got great stuff going, but good luck tonight, guys, and we're super excited to take on another day and another slate and win some more money.
Sounds good, guys. Very nice. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow back in 23 and a half hours, as they say on Around the Horn or PTI. And we'll see you later. RotoPros.com. Check us out.